Hi everybody, this is Chris with CipherShop.com, and what we're going to do today is go over a couple short tutorials that we put together to work with some of the animation features in the iPhone SDK, and we're going to go ahead and post these on our website in the free section tab, and it'll have all the images and stuff that we use in there, so that you can go ahead and build some of your own animation and tweak it or use them to build upon. So what we're going to do is we've got all these pre-written, and we're just going to go through them quickly, and that way application delegate, and you can see that we've got our class main view and our interface, which is the touches application delegate, and then here you got your UI window, which is the main window where all the animation and all the touches and what have you are going to be done. And then you've got your main view, which is where we're going to go ahead and write all of our specific coding into are available. And the specifics here is you can see that we've basically created a UI image view, and in this case we call it tick view R, UI image view tick view O, and UI image view tick view Y, and those are going to correlate to under the resources tab. If you come to our pictures here, we've got a tick view O, which is an orange, we've got a tick view R here, which is a red, and a tick view Y, which is a yellow. Basically, we've also got an NS timer, which is basically just a countdown timer that you can use. And then here you've got to retain the properties of the UI image view, and then we're going to come to that. Basically, you can see we've got the implementation of the main view, and then we've got at synthesize tick view R, same thing for tick view O and tick view Y, and those are basically synthesizing the UI image views that we created earlier. And if you come in here, we've got an ID init with frame, CG rect frame, so you got your rectangular frame here, and we're going to go ahead and create the images that you see and locate them in the screen. So we've got a UI image view. We're going to call the first one image view 1, and we're basically going to UI image view alloc init with frame CG rect make, and we're going to go ahead and the first two numbers basically determine the location of the image, and so we're going to go ahead and put this in the center of the frame for this particular image, and then the next two are for the size of the image, in which case we've determined specific size here. And image view 1 dot image equals UI image view image name, and this is where you put in the specific name. So this is tick view R, or tick R dot PNG, and the PNG is the preferred file for the SDK. And basically we want to make self.tickViewR equals image view, and we want to enable the that tick view R to be able to interact with touches. So we want a tick view R set user interaction enabled, yes, and then we want to, for memory purpose, go ahead and release that image view 1 release, and we're going to add to the sub view the tick view R. And so this is going to be an overlay image here, and if we go ahead and I'm going to run this so you can see before we go through the rest of it. Basically what we've got here is our first tick view image right in the center of the screen, and if we come back here, we're going to create another image, which is image view 2. We're going to locate that in the same place on the screen and in the same dimensions, and we're going to scroll down and everything else is going to be the same, except for here we're going to make this tick view O, which is the orange, so this tick PNG is going to be tick 0 PNG for the image name, and then self.tickViewO equals image view 2, and the tick view O is set user interaction enabled no. So this one we don't want to be interacted with, at least yet. And then we're also going to add it to the subview, and then we're going to send it to the back. So we've sent it behind the tick R PNG. So the red tick, we've sent it behind that. So, and again, we're going to create a third image here. We have the same size, same location, and we're also going to go ahead with the image view 3, and we're going to make this the tick Y PNG, which is the yellow tick that we saw. And again, we're going to set that to set user interaction enabled to no, so that one can't be interacted with yet. We're going to also add it to the sub view, and then we're going to send it to the back as well. So we should have layered the red, the orange, and then the yellow. And currently, if you look, you can only see the red. Okay, and what we'll see here is we've got some touches in here, and it says UI touches equals event all touches any object. So that basically means if we touch any object, that's going to be the touch that we've denoted under the UI touch. And if we can see here, we've got some parameters. If touch view equals the tick view red, which is this red tick PNG that we created, then if we open this up here, we're going to go ahead and call a timer, which is the NS timer that we created earlier, and schedule timer with interval time. Okay, and we've set that to 0, 0, which means it's going to go ahead right away and move. And the target for that, so target self, selector at selector, on mover R, user info nil, repeats nil. So you can have this repeat as many times, or you can have it not repeat. So we've got repeats on now. And basically what this would do is if we go ahead and click this, you're going to see it's going to fade into the orange, which was the tick that was behind. So what does this do? Basically we're calling mover R, and if we come to mover R, what we'll see is that we've got image view begin animations, nil context null, and UI image view set animation duration. We want that to happen over 5 seconds, and the animation in this case is going to be the tick view R alpha is going to go to 0. So basically what we're doing is we're making the tick view R, the red tick, basically fade into to 0 so that it fades away, and which makes it look like it's changing color here. And you got the UI image view commit animations. Then I'll make it go, and then what we want to do is basically we want to cycle this entirely through. So if you notice, we get to yellow and then we come back to the red, and so what we need to do is make sure that the red alpha from 0 goes back to 1. And so what we're going to do is we're going to call another timer, NS timer, schedule timer with interval, and this time 5, which is the same duration as the animation, and it's gonna, or 0.5 I should say, which is half a second, and it's going to send this all the way to on timer R, and it's not going to repeat. And if we come down here and we go to on timer R, we'll see that self send sub view to back, and it's going to send the tick view R to the back now, and it's also going to set the tick view R's alpha to 1, so now it's behind, it's hidden, and we can basically make it visible again even though it's hidden. And what we want to do in this case is we want to make sure that the tick view R user interaction is not enabled, so we're set user interaction to enable no, and then we want us to make it able to interact with tick view O, which in this case we're going to set user interaction enabled to yes for that one. And so that means that we click on this one, it goes to the back, and now we can interact with orange, and in that case it goes to the back, and now we can interact with yellow, and in that case it goes to the back. So if we come back to our images here and our touches, what we can see is that if it's 0, and in case the second one, when we can touch on tick view O, we'll go ahead and send this to mover O, and mover O in this case does the same thing as we did to the red, which is animate the alpha to 0 over a 0.5 second duration. At the end of that 0.5 second duration, we go to timer, which in this case will send the tick view to the back, make it visible again, deactivate its interaction, and activate the interaction for Y. And this basically loops through, so what you've got is a looping set of functions for generating an animation. And so that's it for the first simple animation tutorial with a little bit of logic there. And again, if you have any questions about the specific questions or what you can do a lot of things with